You know, I have spent a lot of time with the comedian Laura Ramoso.
It's okay if I smoke in the studio, per caso, no?
She keeps popping up on my IG and my TikTok feeds with her hilarious characters.
If you did not look at your email, it is not my fault, signora. You are together. That is a surprise. Your luggage is overweight. See, if you do not pay, the plane will crash. I thought that somebody had abducted you in the night, but it turns out you are just sleeping in. Sleeping in. Sleeping in. Yeah, keep sleeping in. And you will see I will make you sleeping out.
So happy to have Laura Ramoso with us now for the second time in the Q studio. It's great to have you here.
I'm so happy to be back. Thank you.
What would a German mom think of you being on Q with Tom Power?
Oh, well, she really thought the last interview was really good.
Oh, really?
She liked his questions.
Okay.
Yeah, she did. And she was also like, oh, it's like you two had some chemistry I was really noticing. And I was like, Mom, oh my God. No, she did. She loves good journalism. You know,
Good.
huge fan. New York
Okay.
Times. Oh, yeah. Everything.
Okay, I love that. I love that. So since the last time that you were here, you've been opening for some, somewhat well-known names.
Up-and-comers.
In comedy.
Yeah.
One, I think there's one, Tina Fey.
Who?
And Amy Poehler.
I don't know.
Opening for those legends.
That's the sort of call you never expect to ever get. They are have been such icons and idols my entire life and career, even before I knew that I wanted to be in comedy. And it was just such a pinch me moment.
Yeah. You get the call and you're like, is this a prank? Like what's going through your head?
Yeah, totally. I'm like, they're running a WhatsApp scam. My managers are embroiled in a WhatsApp scam. Getting comedians to agree to do open for, I don't know what the scam is. I guess
Right.
just breaking hearts, because that'd be crazy. But it was, I couldn't believe it. I got the thing and I couldn't think straight for like a whole entire week.
What do you bring back with you from that experience of seeing these legends really do their thing every night?
Obviously, there's their show, which is incredible.
Yeah.
But what stuck out to me and what will remain with me forever is, as a comedian, and I'm sure that many would relate, there's often this feeling of like constant work, of constant betterment, where everything isn't good enough and you're like, is this the best version of a joke? How do I improve this? And also there's this feeling of sometimes frustration with that I have, where I'm like, shouldn't I feel a little more confident now? But actually, the more that things happen, actually the less confident I feel sometimes.
Oh, how interesting.
Because it's like I have to keep reaching that new level of whatever bar I set for myself, and it keeps changing. And so I always had this sense of that's a bad thing. But then I watch them work, and I watch them finesse the show that they've been running that's excellent every single night, change things on the fly, change things in the day, rewrite jokes, re-improve, just always this is a living, breathing thing. And, these two icons, they could get on stage and say, hi, and then I think people would explode. Like
Sure.
they would, but they don't. They actually are constantly working on their craft still. And that was the biggest lesson for me, is that the work never ends. And that's actually a good thing.
It makes a lot of sense because comedy is one of those things where it feels like you have to be constantly shifting. Like it does have to be a thing where like you can't just rest on your laurels.
Yeah, totally.
Let's kind of get into the new material for the Calm Down tour. I want to know what people should expect to see, because we are so married now to, Chiara and German Mom and all them. Are these characters returning? Will we be Will there be a story with them together? Like, what's going to happen?
So yeah, the characters are returning. I do have all the characters that are in my online world, all the ones that people, the most popular ones
Yes.
in the live show. German mom, Chiara, Italian dad, Canadian mother-in-law. And they are all returning. And then I also have a bunch of new stuff that isn't content that I would ever make for online because it lives as only a live piece.
On stage.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And then on top of that, so it's a series of sketches with a sort of a narrative arc on top. And it's the most personal show I've ever done. I really do talk about my life through my characters a lot more than any of my other shows. And then I also love to I do a lot of improv and a lot of, don't be scared, audience participation.
No, you didn't say the words.
I know, but it's fun.
Okay.
It's fun for everyone,
All
I
right.
promise.
Okay, good.
Yeah, because I also studied clown, and that's something that I do on stage.
Oh, you did?
I mean, I'm always setting out to make the best thing that I can with my capacity at the moment. So 5 years ago, it was one thing,
Right.
and now it's another. But making a show is always the hardest thing ever because I'm always trying to do the best I can. And I always hope to put out, because I want to put out the best of my ability in this stage of my life. And I'm sure that, I hope that keeps moving and changing. So it's challenging, yeah.
You said that you're going to bring a little bit more of your story into this. Is that a vulnerable place, even for a comedian, even though you're doing it in this way? Does it feel vulnerable to start digging into your own sort of narrative to bring that to the stage?
Yeah, absolutely. I shied away from it for a very long time.
Right.
Especially because I really don't do straight stand-up as myself. I don't really tell my jokes and observations through Laura. I do it through characters and sketches. That's my favorite thing to do. And I was really shying away from it, but there came a point when we were making this show, by we, my director and I, Alistair Forbes, when we were making this show where we were like, to take it to the next level, opening yourself up a bit more is going to do that. And I'm not necessarily talking about, getting sappy or talking about, difficult life experiences. It's more about being open and honest in this current moment.
Right.
Which was incredibly scary at first, but then was really freeing because I realized, I'm just telling the truth. I'm not making anything up. And whoever's in the crowd and is relating, we will connect in that moment. Yeah.
How has the Canadian brand, because Canada does have a brand of comedy now. When you go and you say, I'm from Canada, I think that people expect a certain thing. Is there a sensibility that Canada has brought to you in terms of your comedy?
Yeah, especially when I moved to Toronto and came to North America in pursuit of this.
Yeah.
The sensibility of like a hard, straight joke was really deeply ingrained in me. And also this, like, Canadian comedy has this element of absurdity and that I think we're okay being a little bit weird and a little bit
wacky,
satirical, like a wacky.
It's a bit wacky, yeah.
But that's beautiful,
Yeah.
and I think it's deeply inspiring. Yes, when I first moved to Toronto and watching what people were doing at Second City, I just thought it was incredible that you could watch a show with like a really deeply grounded relationship scene that was, about the emotions between a couple and the jokes that came out of that versus like a very stylized piece that's completely mimed and they exist in the same show. And that was deeply inspirational.
Who was your guiding light in terms of comedy back when you were learning your craft?
Well, the first comedy I ever witnessed was sketch comedy because my father showed me live show tapings of this Italian sketch comedy trio called Aldo, Giovanni, e Giacomo.
Okay.
And they did sketch comedy. And it was the first time I ever watched it. And I would recite it with my dad. We'd really bond over it. And that was the first foray. And I think it's telling that the first foray was sketch comedy for me because that's what I love to do. I didn't really know about stand-up when I was coming up. And then Mr. Bean was actually another one. It was through my father. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why I also attribute that to my love of physical comedy.
You know what? I wanted to ask you about physical comedy because I think that when I watch your characters, like, I mean, Kiara and the way that she moves and even her fingers are making me laugh. When I see her stressed out fingers, I love, like, the physics, exactly. She is, so Mr. Bean, I heard Charlie Chaplin as well.
Charlie Chaplin was there too. Yeah, yeah. And then on my own, separate from my dad, oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry to the listener.
It's you with your physical comedy
it is.
again,
Sorry,
right?
I can't stop moving. When we got a family computer and I watched YouTube, I started to watch Kristen Wiig on SNL. And I started to watch Maya Rudolph, and I started to watch these incredible character comedians just commit, and that was a whole other school for me, which prompted my love of starting to look into North American comedy as well.
And that physicality, I mean, the clowning that you grew up doing as well, it just all kind of feeds, I would imagine, feeds into each other. You know, being able to bring your whole self, in a way, into every character.
Yes, because I mean, a person doesn't end from the neck down.
That's right.
I mean, we have the head and the brain, of course.
Yes.
But there's this whole other element. Think of a character, and it's like if you take away their body and how they're moving and what they look like, you're taking away a deeply, deeply foundational, very important like layer of themselves and therefore of the comedy. Yeah. It's just much more to feed off of.
Was it always that way with you, that it had to be physical, that it had to be in your body?
Yeah, I would say so, yes. When I first moved here, I started to learn more about, like hard joke writing and sketch writing, and that was very important. But then the first few pieces and sketches that I made had a lot of there was a lot of mime and there was a lot of physicality only. I mean, partly because I still felt quite insecure about my writing, but I think just because it's something I really enjoy doing.
Yeah. What are you most excited about to do? Like this tour, it's an international comedy tour.
Yeah.
You're going to be in Australia. You're going to be in Italy. I can't believe you're bringing some things to Italy. That's very exciting. They're going to see some things.
Low-key scared of
Are you?
doing.
You must be a little bit because you speak a little Italian, right?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
And so are you afraid of how? Do you think about how these jokes are going to land in those environments?
I would say 2 years ago, the answer would be a resounding yes. Before I went to Germany and Italy for the first time.
Sure.
And I did German mom and Italian dad then. Chiara didn't exist at the time. I mean, she existed in the world, but not, in the show. And I was feeling a little nervous, like, are they going to meet those characters with like, well, what do you mean you think you can do us?
Right.
Energy.
Yeah.
But I will say, wonderfully, the experience actually felt like coming home a little bit. Those shows in Italy and Germany had an extra layer of connection with the audience because they were like, that's us. She's doing us. And I hope, I've always tried to approach it this way. Every character that I do and every sketch that I do is because I love them, and I it's from a deep sense of love for them.
Right.
My hope is always that I'm not punching down. Putting them on a pedestal.
For sure.
Yeah,
it feels affectionate. It doesn't feel like mockery or anything else.
Glad.
Like I'm like, German mom, you climb that mountain, girl. You just climb it. She's so good.
Yeah.
She's so good. I read somewhere that you said your audience is 90% women.
Thank God.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why do you say thank God?
I just think women are the best.
I agree.
I mean, but aside from that, an audience that's mainly women,
Yeah.
I'm a woman and I feel like I relate, but you just get this sense of like when women like something and they want to be a part of something, they do it. They commit to it, and
It's
they
so
will
true.
come to shows, and they will engage, and they will send you messages, and they will share their story, because I think we like to really connect in that way. Aside from the fact that I know that there are horror stories that you hear, from people who have like a more male-dominated audience. It's sometimes just a bit more difficult with the DMs and the things that you get.
Right.
It just feels like it just feels to me like a safe space whenever I'm doing a show.
I feel like women really mostly want other women to succeed. Like it's always just like, oh, girl, you're good. Like if you walk around the CBC,
Yeah.
you will see little gaggles of women just talking about how nice another woman looks. Like, yeah.
It's great.
And that's what you want.
There's a sense of relation even with a stranger,
Yeah.
and I think that you can feel that for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad that you have that. Okay, so you are writing some things right now. Okay. Is there anything that you want to share with us right now? Look at those eyebrows.
Are
do
they
they
really
have
moving?
do they have
Sorry.
anything to do with eyebrows? Because
I
I'm
can do
laughing.
like an eyebrow
Are
character.
you doing it? Yeah. It's not the best for radio.
It's true. I'm doing a lot of facial gymnastics.
And there's some hand things.
Sorry.
I love the hand things. Is there anyone that you can give us a little taste of?
Oh, well, who do you want to hear from?
I do want to know how the work is going for Chiara. Like because the airline industry it's up and down. Is she doing okay?
If it's up, it's okay. If it's down, it's okay. I'm doing the same thing. I'm not working. So, the flight leave, the flight no leave, it's not my problem, hai capito? Easy, it's okay if I smoke in the studio, per caso, no? Okay.
How has your time been at the CBC so far?
So it's great. I mean, I arrived and I went to this thing called the green room, which was not green. So maybe there's something that they can do with the changing of the name or something. That is my suggestion for you. But great, it's very professional. There's a microphone in front of me. It's like I cannot hear myself, but good.
Do you have a favorite CBC show?
Hi. I'm Laura's Canadian mother-in-law. I love to have the CBC on in my kitchen, even when I'm not in the house. I will say I do love listening to Q because Tom Power has such a beautiful cherubic face and voice.